started. What do you think? Hi everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm really happy you're all here. Turnout is pretty great. So my name is Matthew. I'm the president of Purdue Hackers. This is Purdue Hackers. This is our spring 2024 call out. And I'd like to take the next couple minutes to tell you a little bit about what we do. So the quick planning, the way this is gonna be laid out, we have this room until 6:20. This is probably gonna take like 15 or 20 minutes. And then the rest of the time, we're gonna be here until our room reservation ends. And you're welcome after that to come hang out and ask us questions and just hang out here and talk to us. We also have snacks on the way, which should be here in a couple minutes, and you're welcome to grab as many of those if you want on your way out. So I think let's get started. So Purdue Hackers is a community of Purdue students who help each other build creative technical projects, like apps, websites, games, hardware hacks, things of that nature. And we've been around for 10 years. We started September 2013, but we've gone through many eras. And most recently, the image of Purdue Hackers has looked something like this. This is like a small dictionary of Purdue Hackers, which I'll send the slides after this. I won't read them all out, but this is kind of like the vibe of Purdue Hackers. The problem that we're trying to solve is that, well, first, making something you're proud of is incredibly rewarding. If any of you have ever shipped like a website or a game or something you're really, really proud of, it feels really good. And you learn a lot doing it. Like, that's how you build real marketable skills. But it's really hard to do, actually. And if you've tried and failed to make something, you also know this. Like, I have so many unfinished side projects because it's actually really hard to build a technical project from start to finish. In order to do that, you have to first find an idea that you resonate with, which is already pretty hard. And then that idea has to be the right level of difficulty such that it will challenge you, but it can't be too easy, but also can't be too hard or else you'll give up. So it has to be in this Goldilocks zone of challenge for you, which is also really hard. And then you have to actually do it, build it and see it through, all while juggling academic and social obligations. And it's really hard to find the time and space and energy in your life to do that. So that's what Purdue Hackers does. We try to fix this, and we do this in 3 ways. We have a community on Discord. We run regular, usually every 2 weeks, hour-long workshops. And we run Hack Night every Friday night. And I'm gonna spend the rest of this time with you telling you about all of these things. So to start, the community. The community is on Discord. It's where we announce all of our upcoming events. We have, actually, if you're not in the Discord, I especially recommend you join right now because we're 50 people away from 2,000 members, and I really want to get to 2,000 members. That'd be really cool. But it's super active. It's really exploded over the last year. About a year ago, we had under 1,000 people, and there was very little activity. Today, we have almost 2,000 people. There are 700 messages sent every week, and there are 200 weekly active members. And there's always stuff going on, and it's really wacky and fun. So in addition to being the place where we announce all of our upcoming events, the community is also a place where we just chat about things. If you're looking for code help, you can get that there. If you want to just talk about talk shop with people, you can do that. If you want to find resources to learn how to code, if you're a beginner, you can also do that. And if you just want to hang out in a friendly and welcoming space, you can do that too. So I highly recommend you scan this QR code. You can also go to this link in your browser, and it'll take you to the Discord invitation. Your experience in Purdue Hackers is kind of incomplete without it, so you should be in there if you aren't already. It's really wonderful. Next are workshops. Workshops are hour-long kind of sessions where by the end of it, you have a finished project. So what a typical workshop looks like is it's an event kind of like this, where we reserve a room on campus at a certain time, usually in the evening, usually on between Tuesday and Thursday, and they're typically an hour to 90 minutes long, and the goal is to learn like one kind of thing. For example, this is from our, on the left image is from our fireworks workshop, where we learned how to make fireworks in P5.js. And then this is from our shaders workshop, where we learned how to write GLSL shaders. And what these two and also every other workshop have in common is we pick this one thing, we spend an hour to 90 minutes on it, and by the end of the workshop, everybody leaves with a finished project. So everyone here left with a real GLSL shader that they wrote, even though most people had never written a shader before. So that's kind of typically what they look like. They're typically split in kind of half. The first half of a workshop is usually like coding together. So there's someone like me in front of the room at a computer, like screen sharing like Replit or some like code editor. And then we're like building something together. And then for the second half is the hacking section, usually, where we turn you loose and you add your own thing onto it. So in addition to I mentioned at the end of these, everyone had a firework and everyone had a shader. But what I didn't mention is everyone actually left with a different project. Like they left with their own version. It wasn't a tutorial. Workshops are not tutorials and they're not lectures. They're these like interactive guides that help you like make something partly with guidance and then also on your own with like mentors running around and helping. So that's what workshops typically look like. And oh yeah, that's what I just said. I forgot what that's like. So we're running a workshop this week, and if you're in this room, you should totally be there. It's in 2 days from now. It's this Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30 in Lawson B155. This QR code will take you to our event site with more information, where you can also get an email reminder. It's called Sound Galaxy, and we're gonna learn how to make colorful particles rain on your screen, and their speed and intensity is determined by the sound input from your microphone. It's really fun. I love Sound Galaxy. This will be the 3rd time we've run it since I've been here, and it's one of my favorite workshops because if you've never written JavaScript before or like code before, you can jump right in and do it. But if you are super experienced with P5 or JavaScript or like anything, then you can go really far with it. So people have made some really cool hacks of Sound Galaxy. And I probably should have put a picture here, but this QR code, which will be on a later slide too, it'll show you what it looks like. It's really cool. It's just these imagine these colorful circles, they're all raining down, and then your microphone, you clap and then they go bigger and faster. It's really fun. So that's what we're doing in 2 days. We've already emailed all of your professors about it, so you'll probably hear about it from them too. But yeah, you should come to this to get a taste of what workshops look like. Speaking of the event site, I mentioned that on the last slide. That's where this QR code takes you to. This is our events website. It's available on events.purduehackers.com, and it's where we post all of our upcoming events. This Callout is here, the Sound Galaxy workshop is there, and the next Hack Night is there. So you can see every upcoming workshop. But the really cool thing, and you can also get email reminders. So you enter your email, and then you'll get emailed the day before and the day of the event reminding you that it's happening. But the really cool thing is if you want to see what all of our events look like, these past events have all been turned into recap pages. So you can see pictures and a recap of every event we've ever run. So if you want to see pictures of what a workshop or a hack night or anything I talked about today looks like, just go to the event site and then click on some of these. I haven't done the one for Hack Night 3.12 yet, but I think the rest of them should have recaps. So I think it's a pretty good resource to have if you just want to see what we do. And the email reminders are pretty useful also. Yeah, so that's a little bit about workshops. Now I want to talk to you about Hack Night. Hack Night is our flagship program. We started it a little over a year ago. The first Hack Night ever ran September 16th, 2022. And it's been pretty amazing to watch it grow since then. When we started Hack Night 0.1, we ran it in Wall 1087. We had an average of 10 people, and they ended after 2 or 3 hours. Today, Hack Night runs at the Bechtel Center, and we have anywhere between 80 to 100 people show up. And it's really great. So Hack Night is a mini hackathon every Friday night. It starts at 8 p.m. and it ends when the last person leaves. There's no set end time. And it's been really cool to see the end times get later and later. I mentioned like when we started, the first one ended at 10:30 p.m. And this past semester, Hack Nights have ended at like 6 a.m. on average. We just broke the record actually last week. We did a 24-hour Hack Night, which was pretty crazy. But you don't have to stay until 6 a.m. Most people don't stay until 6 a.m. That's pretty crazy to stay that long every week. A lot of people just leave when they're feeling like it, when they're tired. So you can stay for as little or as long as you want. And basically what happens at Hack Night, I mentioned like a mini hackathon. What that means, how many of you have been to a hackathon before? Okay, so that's a few of you. So for those of you who've been to a hackathon, you're probably familiar with this. It's kind of like a hackathon, but without the like explicit competitiveness. For those of you who haven't, an average Hack Night looks like this. You show up at around 8 p.m. or 9 or whenever you want, and you're surrounded by a bunch of people making really cool things, and you make cool things together. We have pizza, so you can get fed there. We usually have soda and other caffeine there. And the vibes are really good, and people make seriously awesome projects. I think my favorite one that I've seen is it's not quite shipped yet, but it will be pretty soon. It's like we're building our own access control system for the Bechtel Center, where that's like, it's like, I don't know, it'll take too long to describe it. It's really cool though. Another cool thing people have built, someone built like a remote controlled robot. Another person built an app that lets you draw by holding your finger up to your webcam. Yeah, people are making really great stuff. And even if you don't like make anything, that's fine. You can just come and hang out. A lot of people come just to hang out too. So there's no pressure. And the vibes are great, and you should come to at least one Hack Night. Everyone here, before the end of the semester, you should come to at least one Hack Night. Oh yeah, these are some pictures of what Hack Night looks like. So these are people working, and then a session that we ran. These are the Hack Night badges. I want to take like a minute to just talk about these because they're so cool. And if you come to Hack Night, you'll definitely see them. So every week, we laser cut a collectible, usually out of wood or acrylic, usually acrylics, and we give them out to people who come to Hack Night. And we make one every week, and each one has like the date of that event on it. So you can only earn each of these by coming to their associated event. So like, this blob, this was for Hack Night 3.10, which ran on November 17th of last year. You can only get that by coming to the Hack Night that ran on November 17th. And they're really cool. This is every Hack Night badge that has ever been made, and they're just like getting better and better every week. I think one of my favorites is, I love that black moon that says 2.7 on it. That's one of my favorites. I also love this purple ghost here. And I love the Barbie one, if you can see it. It's above the cardboard star. So it's really wonderful. We have a team of designers who just make one of these every week, and people love collecting them. So I wanted to tell you about those because it's a pretty big part of Hack Night. So I mentioned everyone here should come to at least one Hack Night. Like I mentioned, it happens every Friday, always, no matter what, it always happens every Friday. So the next Hack Night is happening this Friday at 8 p.m. at the Bechtel Center. How many of you have been into the Bechtel Center before? So about half of you. For those of you who haven't, you should come just to see the Bechtel Center. You've probably walked by it and didn't know what it was. It's a makerspace on campus, and it's like really beautiful. We have the entire second floor of the Bechtel Center, and it's just like really cool that this building exists on campus. It just has all these like amazing maker machines. And it's a great place it's like a hackathon venue. It's amazing. I'll share more about this on Discord. We're trying a new thing this Friday. The working title is reading groups. And basically the idea is like, we're organizing a couple of like groups where you can like learn new things together. I don't want to explain it right now because the details are still fuzzy, but I wanted to make you aware of those if you're coming to Hack Night this Friday, just so that you know there's something that will exist, and we'll tell you more about them on Discord and also on Friday if you come. I should also mention these version numbers. So this is Hack Night 3.13. Hack Night is version, so like every time, like every week the minor version increases, and then every time a major thing about Hack Night changes, the major version increases. So we started with Hack Night 0.1, and then since then we've had 3 major versions, and we've been on Hack Night 3.0 since last fall. But we're getting ready for Hack Night 4.0 soon, and Reading Group will be part of that. So yeah, that's what the deal is with these like version numbers. So this QR code takes you to the Hack Night 3.13 entry on the events site. Yeah, this is a rainbow. I wanted to put this rainbow here because I want to paint a little bit of a picture of what Purdue Hackers feels like. I hope I've already kind of painted a little bit of a picture of that, but the idea is Purdue Hackers feels like stepping into this magical, colorful universe where people are making like wacky things. It's super welcoming, super inclusive, extremely friendly. I think it's pretty different to most other clubs on campus. We're very like open door. Like a lot of, I have a slide next. I should probably talk about. Yeah, we're entirely like Purdue Hackers is. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I mean we're entirely opt-in. There are no dues. There are no commitments. You can just come to whatever you want. A lot of people ask. I get this question a lot, like, how do I join Purdue Hackers? I don't really know how to answer that because it makes sense because a lot of clubs have like a process for you to join. For Purdue Hackers, you just come to a workshop or a Hack Night if you want, or hang out in the community. And you can be as present or as not present as you want. But I hope that this kind of paints a picture of like, it's very community driven, it's very like open, and people are making really cool stuff. I want to show you this like, this is shipping soon too. This is the Purdue Hackers passport. We've been working on it for a couple months. They have NFC tags embedded in them, and pretty soon everyone's gonna get one, and we're gonna do things with them. So that like door opener project that I mentioned that someone's working on at Hack Night, they're passport based. So we give everyone a passport, and then they scan their passport, and it opens the front door of the Bechtel Center for them. This is a project that was facilitated entirely by the community, and this should paint a picture of the sorts of creative projects that happen. It's real engineering work, but it's also like fun and creative, and it's not like, the goal is not to like build projects like for a resume, but because it's to like build passion projects that are so great that they actually do, in a roundabout way, become great projects to put on your resume. And it just feels different from a lot of other CS clubs. On that note, also, Purdue Hackers is open source, and I mean that in 2 ways. First, we literally do have an open source, like we have a GitHub org where we have all of our infrastructure is open source on there. But I also mean that in a way of like, we have organizers who like facilitate events like Hack Night and workshops, etc. But a lot of the work in Purdue Hackers is done by community members. And we're very open to that. If you want to run an event, you can just like run, like if you have a great idea for a workshop, you can run a workshop. If you want to help organize a Hack Night, you can help organize a Hack Night. If you want to build some infrastructure, software or hardware, whatever, for Purdue Hackers, you can do that too. Lots and lots of community members are doing that right now. So I also wanted to take a minute to say this, because I think this is also different from the way a lot of other clubs in this space operate. So if you have an idea for a workshop, we're looking for a couple of workshops to run. So just talk to me after this, or DM me on Discord, and we'd love to talk to you. And basically, like, you get out what you put in, and you can shape your experience however you want. That said, we're looking for 3 organizer positions, a fundraising lead. Actually, I renamed this to bread getter. So we're looking for a bread getter, social media manager, and storyteller. And I built an SSH app that you can use to check. So if you go to your computer and type ssh organize.purduehackers.com in your terminal, you can see a list of the positions that we'd love that we're recruiting for and how to apply for them. So if you're interested in, if you resonate with things I've said and you want to help us build Purdue Hackers, please give that a read, and I'd love to work with you. And I'm also happy to answer questions about that after this too. Oh yeah, that's it. Can I answer any like burning questions that people want to ask in front of the group? Okay, cool. So, reminder, come to Sound Galaxy if you've never been to a workshop, or even if you have. It's this Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30, and I'd love to see you at Hack Night too. It's going to be really great. Use the QR code to take you to the event site for both of these. If you don't get like a picture or scan these, whatever, don't worry. I'll also post these slides in our Discord. So that means I think, yeah, our socials and Discord and events are all here. So I'll leave this slide up until we leave. And yeah, thanks for coming. That was pretty short. I hope to see you all soon. I'll be here until 6:20, so we have 25 minutes. If you want to come ask me questions or just chat, this space is yours for the next 25 minutes. Thanks for coming. Have a great semester.